Welcome to the video, How to Use Megastat for Descriptive Stats, Confidence Intervals, and Hypothesis Testing. Brought to you by the University of Akron College of Business Administration, Department of Management. On the screen, you'll see a sample data set similar to the hazardous parts case data set. For Appendix B, we're asked to come up with the descriptive statistics and confidence intervals, so let's take a look at how to do that. Add-ins, we'll click add-ins and press Megastat, and we don't want to go to confidence intervals. What we want to do is go to descriptive statistics, and from this menu we'll set our check boxes. So let's display the mean, sample variance, and standard deviation, minimum, maximum range, as well as the median, a dot plot, and also confidence interval. And in order to tell it what data to use, click in the input range box, and then using your mouse, circle all of the raw data values. Once you've done so, press OK, and in a few moments it'll calculate it. You'll notice at the bottom of the screen a new tab will appear called Output. That tab will have all of the relevant information on it. For example, our confidence interval at 95% for the no-glove sorting times is 122.43, 155.92. That is the process for performing the test of descriptive statistics and confidence interval for your first research question, which looks at the entire overall data set. In order to perform the second research question, which asks you to use a independent variable to divide your sorting times into two subsets, in this example we'll look at the gender variable. As you can see by the gender column, I've already sorted this in order, so all of the female records are now at the top, all of the male records are at the bottom. And what we're going to do now for that second research question is we're going to need to repeat the process we just did, but do it twice. First time we're going to look at only the female subset of, we'll look at latex gloves times, and after that we'll look at the male subset. So let's click Megastat, descriptive statistics. You'll notice that the settings we set are still present. So I will click in the input range box, and referencing the gender values over here, I'm going to circle all of the latex gloves times that have corresponding female gender values. Having done that, I'll press OK. We'll wait till it completes calculation, and it'll go to that output tab. Because we already have an existing output tab, it appends the new information on the bottom of that. Here we have the mean for female subset of latex gloves times. That's 137.29, corresponding confidence interval, and dot plot down here. So our next step would then be to repeat that again, go to Megastat, and run the same process using only the male sorting times for each of the three sorting times, and that would complete the Megastat analysis for Appendix B. Now, talking briefly about Appendix C, which involves one sample hypothesis testing, you'll see here an example of the correct alternate hypotheses for the test. You're first asked to compare all three overall sample mean sorting times against a value of 145, and after that you're asked to compare the population variance by looking at the sample variance as to whether it exceeds 400. Recall that the sample standard deviation being 20, we have to square that to get it up to the variance of 400. So in order to run those hypothesis tests, we'll hit Megastat hypothesis tests, and for the one sample test of mean, we do mean versus hypothesized value, and we'll start the input off in the input range, and what I'll do here is circle all of my sorting times for latex gloves as an example. We then have hypothesized mean that it's asking us for. That will be the number at the end of the hypotheses. That's the number that we're comparing the actual sample mean against. So I'll enter 145 here, and it wants to know which of the three signs that I select for my alternate hypothesis. Here we decided that greater than was the appropriate sign. I want to verify that we're doing the t-test because here we don't know the population standard deviation or variance, so therefore we'll make sure this is set to t-test. We don't need a confidence interval now, so we'll leave that blank, and OK. Give a second to run, and here we have our results of the testing. This tells us that testing against the hypothesized mean of 145, the latex gloves sample in this small example subset came out to 141.176 seconds, and the t data value that we're interested in is given here, negative 0.539, and the corresponding p-value is given below that at 0.7013. Based on that, you can now construct and document your test of sample mean of the latex gloves, and then go back to the data set, repeat the process for the mean of the cotton gloves, and then repeat the process 3 more times for the test of variance. Good luck. That completes this video. Thanks for watching.